All right, let's talk about the Premier League because it looks like we're on the verge of one of the wildest mid-season swings we've seen in a long, long time. We're talking about a massive flip at the very top of the table. Let's get into it. So here's where things stand right now. Arsenal are sitting pretty at the top, 5 points clear of Manchester City. And on the surface, that feels like a pretty comfortable lead as we head into the toughest part of the season. But the big question is that lead really as safe as it seems? Because when you start to dig into the history, the upcoming games, and some really serious problems inside the club, that lead starts to look, well, kind of like a house of cards. And that's what we're here to unpack. The data is telling a completely different story, one that actually predicts a total flip at the top of the league by the time we get to the end of January. So let's kick things off by digging into why Arsenal's 5-point advantage might just be, well, a bit of a mirage. We're going to look at what the history books say, the state of their squad, and the absolutely brutal schedule they've got coming up. Okay, first, let's just look at history. Since the Premier League started, if you're top of the table on Christmas Day, you only go on to win the title half the time. It's literally a coin flip. So being in the lead right now is far from a sure thing. And for Arsenal, this isn't just some old stat. It's a raw nerve. The last 2 seasons, they were the Christmas leaders. And both times they were caught by Manchester City. So this isn't just about numbers, right? It's a massive psychological hurdle they've got to clear, knowing they've collapsed from this exact spot before. Now we get to the real heart of this prediction, because the December fixture list has basically served up 2 totally different realities for the top teams. For one of them, it's a dream run. For the others, it is an absolute nightmare. And this slide just lays it all out. Just look at Manchester City's schedule. Analysts are calling it a glide path. It is packed with winnable games. Now compare that to the gauntlet that Arsenal and Chelsea are about to run, a month stuffed with tough opponents and the extra grind of European football. The difference is just staggering. So here's the kicker. Manchester City has this golden chance to gobble up points and close that gap. This quote from SI.com just nails it. A perfect 18 points is a very real possibility. While their biggest rivals are busy beating each other up and dropping points, City can just quietly stack up the wins. But hey, this isn't just about who they're playing. For Arsenal, this brutal schedule is crashing head-on with a storm of internal problems, and it's turning a tough month into a potential crisis. Their entire season has been built on a defense that's been like a brick wall. Well, that wall has just been demolished at the worst possible time. Sources have confirmed both William Saliba and Gabriel are out. I mean, losing your 2 starting center backs at the same time during the busiest month of the year, that's a complete disaster. And here's where it gets really tricky for them. With their defense in shambles, they desperately need their attack to bail them out. But the critics have been saying for months that Arsenal has regressed offensively. Their style has become slow, passive, predictable. A great defense lets your attack be patient. But without that shield, they're exposed, and that blunt force attack is all they have left. So you take all of these things, the history, the insane schedule, the injuries, and it all comes to a head in January. This is the moment, the inflection point, where all the signs suggest this title race is about to be turned completely upside down. 2 games are going to define this whole swing. First, on January 4th, you've got City playing a Chelsea team that is going to be running on fumes after 8 games in December. Then, just 4 days later, Arsenal's patched-up defense has to go up against Liverpool, a team that is practically built to punish a disorganized backline with their direct, high-pressure attack. And here it is. This is what the predictive models are showing, a total reversal. By the end of January, Manchester City are projected to be on top with 56 points. That gives them a 4-point lead over Arsenal. That 5-point advantage Arsenal had? Gone. It's been wiped out and flipped into a 4-point deficit. But while all this drama is unfolding at the very top of the table, there's another story bubbling up this season that's just as compelling, and you might have missed it. It's a real story of pure, unexpected joy. What if the real fairy tale of the season, the one we're all going to be talking about for years to come, has nothing to do with City or Arsenal at all? What you're looking at here is the current league position of Sunderland. That's right, newly promoted Sunderland. They're back in the top league after 8 years away, and they are sitting in a European spot. This is the story nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. And get this, they are averaging 1.75 points per game. To put that in perspective, that pace would break the Premier League record for the most points ever by a newly promoted team. After 8 years in the wilderness, this isn't just about survival. It's historic. So, as we look ahead, that's the big question, isn't it? We've seen how the data points to this massive shift, this January junction at the top. But is that the final chapter? Or in a season that's already given us the unbelievable story of Sunderland, is there another wild twist still waiting for us? Maybe the real story isn't just who lifts the trophy, but how this whole thing shakes out from top